Welcome to Just Puzzling. My name is Chris. Today we're going to do an extreme Sudoku on my iPad. Hope you enjoy. I'd like to try and train you as I go along. Well, let's get cracking. Okay, so put on the notes are there. 1, 1, 1. 1 can't be in this there because of that column there, so I'm just doing this. How I do it is I actually go around the clock face, that I call it, to actually do this. 2 can be in any of the cells here. 3, 4, 5 is already there. 6 can be in one of these two spots because of the 6 there and a 6 there. 7 can be in these. 4 and 8 can be only on that side. So what that's done with the 8 is 8 can only be in that column. 8's already in that column. 8's in that row, so that can be an 8 there. So I'd tell you that I do the notes, but I'm always sort of just looking around as I'm doing it to see if I can see something I can solve. Okay, back to the notes. 1 will be in any of the boxes. 2 will be in the left-hand columns. 3 will be in the top row only. 4 will be in one of those two cells. 5's there. 6 will be in these 3 boxes, mainly because of that 6 there and that 6 there. 7, 8 will be the top and bottom row. 9 is there. Okay, let's do the next row. Next box. 1, 2. I know my daughter does it by doing the numbers, all the ones in everywhere and all the cells. I've tried that. She's really quick at it. I'm not. So I sort of have found my process and I sort of stick to it. And that's what I encourage everyone to do. Find your process. See if it works. If it doesn't, try something new. But, just work your way into getting your numbers sorted. Okay, 1's there. 2 can be in any of the 7 available boxes. 3 can be in the left-hand columns. 4 can be in the top and bottom row. 5 is top and bottom. 4's were both in the top 2 rows, by the way. 6 is there. 7 will be in the outside 2 columns. 8 will be in that spot there only. 8 there, so it can't be in that row. 8 there, 8 there, which leaves that 8 there. Okay, 9 can be in the bottom 2 rows. Okay, so 1 will be here, here, here. 2, 3, 4, 5 can be in any of them. Sorry, missed the button. 6 can be in these 2. 7, 8 and are there, and 9 looks like they can be anywhere in the 7 boxes. Alright, next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, that's not a 5 because of that 5 there. 6, subset of the 5s because of that 6 there and that 6 there. 7, these 3 boxes because of that 7 there and that 7 there. 8 is bottom row only, and 9, guess what, can be one of the 7 boxes. Alright, so 1, 2 can be top and bottom row. 3's already there. 4 is one of these 4 boxes. 5 can only be there. So 5's there, 5's there, so that means that can only be a 5. Okay. 6, 7 can only be the bottom row. Oops, and I didn't have the notes on, so I'm going to undo that. That's a mistake on my thing. So 7 can be there and there. I now know that the 7's there, but I'm going to ignore that because I don't want to get that for there. But what it does do is that 2 and 7 can only be in those two, so that can't be a 4. So this is going to be 4 and 9. So that's going to be a 9, and that's going to be a 4. Okay. So what does that do for the 9s? The 9s are top and bottom. Okay, so let's keep going. Make sure I've got my notes on. So 2, 3 can only be there. 4 can only be there. 5 is there. 6 can be there, there, or there. And 7 can only be in this one because it can't be there. So 7 can only be in that row there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and those two can't be a 5 because of that there. Pretty good at this, aren't I? 6, 7. Oh, by the way, I'm not an Australian. We do live in the world of sarcasm, so sometimes I say something that might not be entirely what I'm meaning. And 9. Okay, so that's that. Let's see how we go. So what I do next is I actually go and see whether my note taking looks like it's right, and also whether I've got some availability. So say here for the 1 cannot be in this column because they're full, so that got to be a 1. That means that can't be a 1. So 1's going to be in there. So excuse me. That's just sorting. That's what I'm doing from a sorting out point of view, seeing what that is. So I'm going to do these ones here. So the 2 and 7. That means that can't be a 7. That can't be a 7, right? And they can't be 2s because I've made that assessment that they are 2s, right? What that's done, and I'll come back to the 2s and all that. It's actually opened up the 7 because the 7 is in the bottom row, top row, and in this column here. So that's going to be a 7. Okay, so even though I go through my process and everything, I still am just keeping an open mind of what I can see to do it. So I'll go back to the 2s. They look pretty right. 3. So I'm basically doing the singles at the present time. I'll then get into pairs and triples if I can and see how we go. 4. 4's right there, 4's there, 4 will be there and there, so that looks okay from a singles point of view. 5's there, 5's top and bottom, 6. So, no, I was going to say that the 6's are only that there, but I missed that 6 there. 7, bottom 2 rows across there. 7 makes sense. 7 makes sense there. 8, okay, bottom row. 8's there. 8's there. They look pretty good. And 9. So there wasn't a huge amount coming out of the numbers that could actually help me. So now we'll start looking for triples and see what else we can see. I do this. No doubt that, you'll be screaming, I can see something and all that sort of stuff. You're just going to have to be patient with me. I don't always find them. So 4 is there. 4's make sense. 4's across there. 2. 2 is there. A lot of 2s everywhere. I don't have too many 2s, do I? In fact, looks like I've only got 1 2. Okay. 3. What have I got? So I've got 3 9 2 3 9 2 3 9. So that makes sense. 1 3 1 5 5 6. So I can't do anything about that. 2 7 1 8 9. No. 9's top and bottom. 9's top and bottom. 2 7. So let's have a look at 7s. 7 can be there and there. 7's there. 2 6 4 2. 7's there. 7's there. 4 8. 8's the bottom there. 8 8. So I've got 1 2 3 4 5 8s. So that's making sense because there's nothing in these ones here, so to speak. Go back to the 8. So 8 can be there. 8 can be there. 1 8 1 8. 9 there. 9's there. 2 9. Okay. So we've got. Oh, look at that 6. Look at that. So sometimes I stagger myself. So the 6 there, 6 there. That means that can only be a 6, right? Which means that can only be a 2. So we've opened that up. We've opened up that 2. I told you before that it was a 7, but it's actually opened up for us. 1 7 8 6. That's really bad checking in terms of my note checking. So I apologise for that. No doubt you've seen it for ages, and I just look like a dill. But anyway, we will move on with our life's issues. 1 9 4 9 4 9. Did I finish off the 6s? No, but I can't, so that's alright. 6. So now that I've solved some, that actually helped me. 2. So 2 there, 2 there, 2, 3, 3 at the top, 3 in the middle, 1 9 1 8 9, 1 7. 7 can be there. So we got 7. 7 can be there and there. 7 can be top or bottom. 1 4 9. So 4s. 4 cannot be there. Right? So 4 is there and there. Can't be there. So that's a 4. Okay. So that gives me the 4s. Gave me a little bit of hope and, you know, thought, oh, I'm excited I've got this all up. 3s. Only 3 can be there. 3 can only be there, which means that that's a 3, that's a 3, that's a 3 at the top, which means that can only be a 9. 2. So 2 is there, there and there, which means that can only be a 2 there. 2 3 2 7 5 6 1 5 3 2's there. 1 7 1 7. Remember we started off with only 1 2, I think, so we've found a few 2's. 1 9 1 8 9 1 7 1 8. That's not helping me too much. Let's have a look at the 5's. 6's, 7's, 8's, just doing this quickly at the moment because I'm just seeing if there's something that's obvious. Guess what? There's not. 2. Oh, sorry. I'll hit undo. That was a mistake. I should have been hitting the 2 there, but I hit the 2 at the bottom. Oh my goodness, I am good at this. 2, 3, 7. So 1, 5, 6, 1, 5. So 6 and 6 is there. 6 there. 6 there. 6 and 6. 5, 5, 5, 5. 5 across there. 5 is there, so that's 5. That makes sense. So 5. 1. 4. 2, 5, 7. 2, 3. 3 is top and bottom there, top there. So that all makes sense. 4, 5, 6, 7. Look at this. Oh, I'm checking. I'm so frustrated with myself at the moment. Look at this 1 here. So I've got a 1 there. It can't be a 1. So it's a 7. And that's a 1. So, yeah, I'm not having my best run in terms of checking at the moment. Now, whether that helps, we'll wait and see. But it should. 7, 7, 7. So 7 can't be there because it can only be there because that can't be a 7. So that's a 7. That's a 2. Okay. Which means that the 2 can only be there and the 2's there. Now, interestingly enough, I started this with only 1, 2, and it could be pretty much the only one that I've solved. Okay, so you know, to just continue through. 4, 9, 1, 9, 1, 7, 1, 7, 1, 7, 1, 8. So 1, 8, 1, 8. So that's going to be a 9. That's going to be a 7. That's going to be a 1. 7. 4. I do swear I could have solved this a lot quicker if I could actually do the notes properly. But it looks like we're going to get there. So I made 2 errors. I'm going to say that both of those errors were just technique errors. But in terms of the 2 errors up above the 40, however, I made a lot of errors in terms of my note taking and then checking. Might be time for me to have a rest. Hope you enjoyed this. It was a bit slower than I normally do it, and that was mainly because of my checking. Anyway, there you go. You can still solve it even when checking. You've just got to continue to check and look for patterns and things like that. Hope you got a bit out of it. Bye for now.